Hey Aquarius, what's going on? I hope that you're all doing well. What I was seeing in the pre-shuffle, it felt like such a mix of energy. So rather than feeling like we were landing on one specific topic, it felt like a wheel that was spinning of something still being undetermined, like it didn't land on the topic was the feeling yet at that point. We are looking at Page of Wands and also Four of Cups here. Okay. When we have Page of Wands and we have Four of Cups, the feeling can be that it's like a time to be open, it's a time to be interested, but you may not really be feeling like that. You can feel like you don't really care or like you're not really motivated. There can be something that you need to ask about. There can be something that you need to look into. There can even be like a conversation maybe that you need to be open to, or it can even be an idea, something like that. Or it can be about learning something that can be part of this as well. Because Page of Swords, usually, when we have the energy to be in that position where we are curious and open and engaged, but having that Four of Cups there can be like, well, I'm not really feeling like that right now, but there may be something going on within the environment where like maybe that's the thing that's necessary. So it can be like you need to call somebody up and you need to ask some questions, but you don't really feel like doing that right now, or you need to research something, but you're like, I'd rather just keep to myself right now. Okay, well, it feels like there's something going on. I get the feeling of you not being super enthusiastic about this. Not right now anyway. I just feel like I'm not in the mood. That's what it overall feels like. I don't get this as being your norm though. This Four of Cups feels like a temporary maybe state of mind or like a temporary feeling that you're experiencing here. It's like if I look in that direction, I just start feeling stressed out thinking about it. So of course you want to go the opposite way. See this? Page of Wands, this is going to be the path, okay? Like you see how Page of Swords is looking that way? So this will be you looking at that, looking at the path, but it's like the path is just feeling stressful. And so of course that part of you wants to run back. See it like running back in that direction. It's like, I don't want to go there. Just keep stressing me out to think about. So there can be something here that has to be done that's connected with you being here that just feels overwhelming at this point. And it can feel like too much, like it just takes too much energy, and you can be like, I need to rest, or I just want to be alone right now. I feel this energy with Four of Cups of just like, I want to be anywhere else other than here dealing with this, just because it stresses me out. I'm seeing Temperance on the bottom of the deck, so I do feel like this is going to pass. I don't get the sense that you're going to stay feeling like this. Maybe this is telling you something important. I am seeing Temperance coming out fully now. I'm seeing it be connected with King of Pentacles. Yeah, this King of Pentacles is going to be connected with Ten of Wands. What that can mean is that like the weight of responsibility can really be weighing on you right now, and it can be a time where you're like, I have to take this on, and part of taking this on is having to deal with all of this. I'm hearing blood work. I don't know, like maybe there's something going on that's entailed within this that just feels overwhelming to you to connect with. So having that energy here, I feel like with Page of Swords connected with King of Pentacles, it's like if you're going to be responsible for this, this is stuff that you need to be looking into. This is stuff that you need to know about, but you can like not be wanting to know about these things right now, or not wanting to look into these things right now. But I feel as well like you can't go back, even though I'm seeing this Four of Cups here, like wanting to go backwards, but I'm seeing all you'd be going back into is some type of broken situation, so you can't really go back into that. So the only way forward, like that's the only way to be going here. But you can also know too that it's stressful moving forward, what's involved in that. And you can know too that if you didn't have to deal with all of the responsibility and the weight of this, because with King of Pentacles, it's like we have all of these things that we have to do and all this stuff that we have to figure out, and all of the like weight of the obligations that are resting on you, have to do this, have to do that. when we have wands, this is something that it really it utilizes your fire, it uses your energy. And when we have King of Pentacles, it's like, you know that your energy is an investment wherever it is that you're putting it, whatever it is that you're using it for. And there can be something here where, I don't know, maybe you feel a sense of something lacking here, maybe something that you want. This can even be maybe some emotional support. I'm seeing Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck, looking like they're reaching over to King of Pentacles. So maybe you're in a spot right now where you're like, I just want to be comforted right now, or I just want to be soothed, and instead I have to take care of all of this stuff. But maybe this is going to be a sign for you to like reach out to some type of support. I feel with Page of Wands and Temperance, I feel like you are going in the right direction. I feel like there's this instinct within you that's connected with feeling overwhelmed that may want to walk it back a little bit, but you're being guided not to do that. Like, I'm not seeing you be encouraged to be walking back. If anything, I'm seeing that if you go backwards, it looks like you're walking back into some type of broken situation that I'm hearing fail safe. Like, maybe you feel like it's kind of that for you, but at the same time, with the Eight of Cups, it feels like if you were to go back and pour back into that situation, it wouldn't be able to hold what you're giving it. And so it would just like leak out the bottom. And is that something that you want to be using your energy for? Because it feels like if I go forward in front of me, I feel like that's stressful and maybe also feels kind of draining right now. But if I go back, it's going to be something that drains my energy as well, or something that like, it just feels like it's not a good investment for you to be involved in if you were to go back here. So that's what you're kind of stuck between. Something that feels like it can't really support the energy that you bring versus moving forward and having to deal with all of that like paperwork, whatever that is that's in front of things, where you'd have to be taking care of that. So you can be feeling like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place here. But with Temperance is looking forward, and so this feels like this part of you that's the Four of Cups, which may not feel too enthusiastic or inspired about moving forward. I feel like this part of you is going to come around, and Temperance is saying like there's something about you being on this path and walking forward, marching forward, that's going to feel rejuvenating in some way to you, and that it's necessary right now for you to be doing this. And it can even be for a better life that you're building currently. And like, would you really want to go back into a broken situation that really feels like it can't? I feel this again of it not being able to, like not being able to support the energy that you bring and you show up with, and that you'd be like losing it out of. It's like it's something that's supposed to hold something, like let's say your energy, but there's a crack in the bottom of it and it just keeps like pouring out. It just can't contain your energy. So it feels like you would feel misplaced within that situation, and that's what you're walking away from, because it's something that can't really like facilitate that for you at this point. And I feel even too like there's an acknowledgement of that, because like Page of Swords above the Eight of Cups, I feel like it's kind of this like witnessing of that and recognizing of that, and sort of like looking around and being like, well, what's the move here if I'm calling this as it is and I'm seeing that? And I feel like even though you are moving forward with things, this part of you that can just be like, well, I'm seeing that in 3 steps from now forward, there's all of that stuff that I'm going to have to deal with. It can be something that you feel like scared backwards a little bit, or just like, I don't know, the gravity of this feeling like it pulls you back or like pushes you back in some type of way. But overall, what I'm seeing with Page of Wands and Temperance, it's like, take your time. I feel like you're going to grow more accustomed to this. I feel like it's going to get easier. I feel too with King of Pentacles, like King of Pentacles is able to deal with these types of things. You may not want to. It may not be the most ideal. I feel like getting some type of emotional support or finding ways to emotionally support yourself, show up for yourself, can be something that you find helpful at this time. And I don't know, if there's any card that's going to be able to deal with Ten of Wands, I feel like it would be specifically the King cards, and we have King of Pentacles. This really is, I'm hearing charitable. This really is an energy that's able to deal with this, that's able to deal with the weight of everything that needs to be done and taken care of, everything that needs to be tended to. I feel too like this is kind of a growing up energy that's happening here, where this is part of you being in the position that you're in right now. This is you learning how to grow up. This is learning how to be responsible for things like this, to take care of things like this, to get through stressful times, I think, without folding, crumbling, and walking it back. So how to remain in a situation and keep it moving forward. I feel too like having Temperance next to King of Pentacles is like, you don't need a rush to do this. You just take your time, make sure that the steps that you're taking, they count, and just what you're doing, it needs to be deliberate, decisive, organized. And that little by little, this is something that's going to be taken care of. I feel this sense of you having a lot on your plate. It's like in some type of domestic or 3D type of way that you would be feeling this. I do get the sense again that you're like on your way to building a better life for yourself. And it feels like everything that happened before was giving you the directional arrow pointing you in this direction, so you are in the right place. And so even though you can be looking at what you have going on and be like, should I just abandon this completely? But I feel like the feeling from the Four of Cups feels like I have this thing that I'm doing. It's stressing me out right now. I'm in the middle of this. It's starting to feel weighted. It's starting to feel heavy. This is a part of the journey where I start feeling very taxed by what's required of me. Four of Cups is not feeling like running away from the situation to like something else forward thinking. It feels more so like wanting to go back. It's like you moved from like a cardboard box into something more substantial, and now you're in the place that's more substantial, and you can be looking around and being like, I have to do this, this, and this to be like part of this and to run the ship here. And it can start feeling overwhelming. So you may be thinking about going back to the cardboard box. That's what it is. Like I'm seeing something about going back to something where the cardboard box became very waterlogged and it feels like it can't really hold up the way that it needs to. So why would you go back to that? And even though you can be like curious, maybe thinking about that and maybe just like weighing your options here, it feels like that's not the guidance for you to be going backwards right now, even though there can be a part of you that's like, did I take on too much here? I kind of get that more than anything. Like maybe you're doing something where there's like more responsibility that's involved or like more stuff that you have to be doing, and there can be a part of you that's like, I wish that I had somebody to come through here and take care of this with me. Just I wish I could wipe all of this stuff off of my plate, but I feel like it just comes with the territory now at this point. But you can be like, did I make a mistake? I'm not seeing it be like that. I'm not seeing anything like that. It just feels like this is part of things right now. With Temperance, I really do feel like this is transient. I feel like this is very temporary. I don't get the sense that this is going to continue. And I also feel like mentally you're going to come around as well, where you're going to be engaged. You're going to feel engaged again in a way that you maybe did more so initially. Because this is better for you. Like the path that you're on, this works for you now. What was going on before, it like pushed you out for a reason. So even though you can be at this phase where you're like just feeling kind of out of breath, I guess, with the process, it feels like the really hard part in the video game right now. And there can be a part of you that's like, I want to go back to that old level where I knew what I was doing. But it's like, that's not going to be satisfying for you. You already finished with that. You graduated from that. You're done with that. You don't need to be going backwards just to do that whole thing again when you already know what it is. You're not going to discover something new there. So yeah, it feels like uncomfortable adjustment period, even though it seems like you're not just at the beginning of this, it looks like you're in the middle of it, but at the same time you can be feeling maybe kind of nostalgic for what you knew, even though it feels like it can't really hold your energy anymore. I just feel like you're beyond it now at this point. Seeing Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck, I do feel like if there's a way for you to be the Queen of Cups for yourself, which can be comforting, it can be nurturing, it can be soothing, it can be like something that's going to feel like you're being supported emotionally. This can be showing up in those ways for yourself. It can be some type of self-care that you're doing. And this can also be somebody that takes the shape of the Queen of Cups around you that can maybe support you right now. This would be like an emotional support type of thing, or like mental health support type of thing. Think maybe to like boost your morale a little bit, where you can be feeling just the weight of everything on you right now. Yeah. I feel like that's about it that I'm seeing here. And with that being said, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.